Scotch pie or canoe. Scotch pie or canoe. There's nothing that I wouldn't do to get some time alone with you. Some beans and sauce there on the side. All the things I ate tonight. Mix them in my belly right till I'm gasping for a shine.
Craig, that's your pie and beans ready.
Welcome again to this week's episode of the Pie and Bean Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've got a fantastic guest, and without further ado, let's get him on. He is Bobby from Scot Squad. He is the host of the Straight White Whale podcast. A stand-up comedian is Mr. Darren Connell. Welcome along, sir.
Thank you very much for having me, lads. Can I start that again?
Late man last
We
night.
can't start again, can we?
No, we can. We'll start again.
No, fuck it. Keep going. Keep going. Sorry, I stayed up to 6 in the morning last night watching that new Jeffrey Dahmer show on Netflix. So I'm a wee bit wired today, man.
Are you enjoying it?
I'm haunted by it. I realise this is a comedy podcast, but so...
No, he never said that. Out there he said it was his most challenging wank. So, don't let him double down.
Just before we get into Dear Biddy, talk us through the vest.
My weighted vest, I'm currently shredding right now. So I wear a weighted vest and I'm like on a cycle of constant calorie burning and stuff. I did get an Uber here, but I'll walk it back.
Good. I like to see that motivation, and that's dynamite.
Pure gibbering shite in the taxi to the guy about the weighted vest. I'm like, I'm working a pub beside the Avalon, mate, right? And I just drop us off at Tesco, mate. I'm fucked.
I love it. Right, let's get into Dear Biddy. There's a few crackers here. So, Dear Biddy, are you ready? Dear Biddy, what did you dream about last night? Now I'm going to. Do you have dreams?
Sometimes but it's not really. Fuck it, I don't. Most of the time I don't remember them because I wake up so many times for pisses and I interrupt them and they just don't get to unfold.
That's true. You do.
But I don't know. What's the last dream I can remember dreaming about?
That was weird the way you said that. What was the last? That was like.
I don't know, Dan, have you got anything you remember dreaming about recently while I sit back and have a hink here?
Jeffrey
down my
Dahmer.
brains ticking?
Hi, I had a weird dream about a guy for TikTok last night. Do you know that food nutrition guy? I think he's called Naz or something. Or Chaz. He's a
Food nutrition does on my For You page. It's not really for me.
he's like the Aldi guy. He gets all the cheap meals for Aldi and he cooks the cheap meals and he's like how to cook on a budget. So I had a dream last night that I was supposed to do his podcast and I slept in and he was messaging me on Facebook like, you're out of order, mate.
I think if Naz watches, I think he's still sound. Don't worry about it. But do you know, actually, when I seen that, I had a dream when I was. It wasn't a dream; it was a nightmare. When I was like, I don't know, I must have been like 6 or 7 or
Says
something.
your last dream and he's fucking
no, but
bringing
this one's mental, right? So when I was a wee boy, my dad is an absolute dick, right? And he used to wind me up something chronic. So here's a bit of premise, right? So he used to have this big sword, right? Doesn't sound great, actually, does right? He used to. I wasn't allowed to tell my mom about it, like genuinely, right? And he bought this big mad samurai sword years ago, and he used to tell me, right, that if I touch, like, this is just obviously a parenting skill. He's like, if you touch that, you'll die instantly. So don't touch it, which I think is probably really good parenting. So I don't pick it up and cut my fucking legs off or something. But one night, my mom was away out, and I was just like, wee boy running about the house, and he's like, obviously acting a dick. So he gets the sword, and he's like, remember, don't touch this, or you'll die. So I'm sitting on his bed, right, wee boy, in my pyjamas, and he's going like that, trying to poke me a bit. And it literally got to the stage, he had me up against the headboard. I'm literally like that, and he's like, oh, don't let it touch you. Well, this is my dad. What a psycho. And he used to tell me, but if we were out at night, if I was on my bike or whatever, and he couldn't be asked, he'd be like, we need to get home, the sun's going down, the vampires are coming out.
Wow.
That's what he used to say, we need to get home. If he couldn't be asked, but we need to get home, the vampires are coming out, they'll get you. And I remember having this nightmare, right, where I was like in this fucking, let's see the Iron Brew carnival. I was on like one of the fucking mad like roundabout things, but it wasn't like an actual carnival one. It was like the one you'd get in like Silverton Park or something. And it was just like a roundabout thing. and I'm on that, and there's this vampire trying to bite me as I'm going in at me. It was fucking mental, and that was even before I'd looked at fucking weed. There's an intro into my dad, and it was probably one of the best dreams I remember. You see that thing, a guy trained his style that if he's having a bad dream, he can like imagine a game menu screen. It's like a specific game menu screen, and he can like go to the quit button, and that wakes him up.
Was that your dad as well?
No.
Has he still got the sword?
I don't think so. I don't know if he get rid of it.
Mate, you get 4.5 years for that.
He's probably got rid of it.
Phone
He
hook
doesn't
you for
have
having
it.
a sword?
Aye.
Really?
Yep. This is why I'm wearing this vest.
Just in case my dad comes in and goes like, fucking. I don't know, man, but like, he probably did. See, for all I know, like I was 6-year-old, it could have been a fucking plastic thing. Do you know what I mean? It could have been one of these like magician swords where it curls up so you can put it all the way down your mouth. But there we go. So you don't have any like dreams you remember?
No,
Biddy, no?
mate, no, really. I think the last time I had I snapped my ankle on it. Playing football, snapped my ankle. Woke up, I was like,
Were you on the ball getting tackled, or were you just like walking about and your ankle caved in?
I don't know what I was doing, mate. I just can't remember. I just remember snapping my ankle in a dream. But this was after I'd already snapped my ankle, so maybe, who knows.
But a repressed memory, PTSD, innit?
PTSD, snapped my
The
ankle.
Have you ever had a night terror?
No, I've heard they're fucking deadly, but I've never had one.
What's a night terror? Sorry, I'm a bit out of here.
Like, you're paralysed and you can't do it, and there's just somebody in the corner of the room or staring at you or something, just, but you're awake, but you just can't physically move.
Aye. So it's like a goblin or something in your room hovering over you.
Is that
you're awake?
Is that legit?
I know,
Yep.
it happens to quite a lot of folk have had it, aye.
You ever had it?
No, for a long time, but I used to have it. It's
That-
mental.
That must be intense.
You're lying in your bed and you're like, trying to wake yourself up.
Are you like sleeping though? You're dreaming it, but
No,
are
it's
you,
weird.
Are
It's
you
like-
like hallucinating?
It's like your brain is awake, but your body's asleep. So you can't move. It's so weird. Have you ever had one, Paul?
Sorry, my mic was off. I was chewing gum. A night, you talk about sleep paralysis?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye, I've had sleep paralysis before.
I'm just saying
What-
that,
so
so it's real.
What was it like? Was
Oh,
it,
it's fucking terrifying, mate. You feel
Is
like you're
it?
going to die. You literally think you're never going to be able to move again.
Aye.
It's fucking horrible.
That's a hard wank as well.
especially when you imagine you're lying there with that bad sleep paralysis, and you're like, oh, but you've got the biggest rager going.
Aye, there's just like a goblin sucking in your cock. You're like, I fucking had a toast and cheese last night, man. Fucking hell.
The next Dear Biddy we've got, right? This is for you, Biddy, is what is your dream job?
Dream job? I don't know, man. People say this, but who really has a fucking dream job? Who wants to actually... see if somebody's dreaming of doing something, why would it be work?
He's fucking halfing one here, isn't he?
No, I'm halfing... Paul, Jink, I'm halfing one here. What's your dream job? Why would you dream a job? If you didn't need to work, nobody would work if you didn't need to work.
I don't think that's true, mate.
I don't know.
You're just shouting shite for the sake of shouting shite
No,
here.
I don't think, mate, I don't think so. I
Right,
feel
okay,
that-
say it, right, okay. So the ideal scenario is when the Euro Millions and we don't need to ever do it again. But for the argument of you would have to work till you're eligible to retire, what would you like to do day in, day out, 5 days a week, 37.5 hours a week, 28
Don't know,
days
mate.
holiday,
Being a footballer would be
bank
kinda cool.
holidays, not in.
Fucking football, basketball player, NFL, something like that would be pretty cool, do you know what I think? Just, I mean, if you just fucking show up to a football pitch, one about.
Because that's what they do.
Brian
aye.
Kent's stealing away Jenny, ain't he? So,
Aye, exactly. Well, fair enough. I suppose. A dream job, Darren.
I've got two.
Right, go for it.
The first one is not really about money. It's more about peacefulness. I would say collecting golf balls in a golf course at the driving range and stuff. Driving about in the wee cart. Nobody annoying me.
I collect balls on the golf course when I lose them in the bushes. When I find a few.
Is honestly you'd like to do that?
I think it'd be nice and peaceful.
Just
Maybe-
walking about picking balls up.
Nobody annoying me. No
Then you-
colleagues.
you
It's
get-
my job.
You get wee pricks try to scalp you with the ball, but
I'm alright with that. I'm cool with that.
Dan,
And-
what about like Forrest Gump, like just driving a wee tractor that cuts the grass?
Aye.
Like
I'd
that
do
type of thing? Aye.
Happily do that.
Uh-huh.
And then Hoopy, you know Hoopy the Hound Dog? For Celtic. I'd do that as a gig.
Do you know when you're talking about football mascots at the 2014 Scottish Cup final? It was St Johnstone v Dundee United at Parkhead, and my Fitbit team at the time, our coach worked for the SFA, so he got us part of the volunteer group that done the pitch display. So we done the rehearsal. It was just basically we're holding like two flags, like a Dundee United flag on one side and a St Johnstone flag on the other side, and that was kind of going on. Done the rehearsal. And then we had to kind of mull about for a couple of years to kick off. So you had to be there, crack a dawn today, and then you fucked about, and like there's a wee fan zone thing. There was like wee AstroTurf pitches and stuff, and loads of stuff going on. And then about halfway through, he came up to me and he went, Ross, you're a bit of a fanny, aren't you? And I went, aye. And this is genuinely where I think, like, I kind of thought I could be a performer, whether it be a comedian or whatever. And he went, we've got a bit of a problem. So I went away through. And if you look at football grounds like Ibrox and Parkhead, right, you've got, like, say that's the main stand there, and then you've got, like, the wee tunnels that get down there either side of them. So I went down there, and he's like, we've not got a mascot. I was like, what do you mean we've not got a mascot? I was like, walk out holding the guy's horn. That's what I thought he meant. I'm going to be walking out with Stevie May like that, alright, mate? That's what I thought he meant. But I was like, I've looked like this, I've got a big beard and all that. I'm like, nah, mate, I'm not getting away with it, no chance. And he's like, no, the costume, I'm like, alright. And it was the official Scottish Cup Scotty dog, right? It was like a wee fucking Yorkshire Terrier, I don't know what the fuck it was, right? Some Scottish dog, right? And I don't know dogs, right? But it was like this full white outfit, and it had like a referee's yellow sort of Scottish Cup tap on, and I paraded in front of 60,000 Dundee United and St Johnstone fans in Parkhead like that.
Amazing.
And that's it. That's that. I've done that, and it was the best thing ever. We'd done the 2 year after it, like 3 year after it, I know. We done the following year, which was pish because it was Falkirk and Inverness, and it was in Hampden, and it was fucking dead. And that was holding up letters. It was like letters on the pitch. It wasn't even flags. I had to hold an S up. It was pish, and they've got and then see the pyro. They've got all the flames going off, and it's fucking roasting. It's honestly pish. And then the following year it was Hibs Rangers, and that was good. And we managed to get into the Rangers side. The bit before it, because you're on a pitch, and I packed out Hampden, and the atmosphere was unbelievable.
Did you get paid?
No, it's volunteer work. But you're 16 at the time, and it was fucking brilliant because you're on the pitch at Hampden literally minutes before the game kicks off as the teams came out holding, like, I think for that year it was like the Hibs side was like green and white banners going the full length of the pitch, and then red, white and blue ones for Rangers across the full length. But the tickets were only in the Hibs end because obviously Rangers were like, I'm not getting any other fucking tickets. So he walked up like where Hampden is, you walk up round the tap where all the hospitality suites are, and he just got to a door and opened it, and it was the Rangers line. They just went, on you go. And we just managed to find somewhere to sit, and then it all kicked off. And I ran like a little bitch. I did. I was down the front and I ran like an absolute bitch. I shat myself because I thought I was going to get charged off all these fucking spoon burners for Edinburgh.
Lovely way to put it.
I'm not being funny, but it was the AIDS capital of the world at one time. Do you know what I mean?
Train spotting that, innit?
Well, exactly. There you go. But anyway, there you go. That's. I would do that for a job. That would be my dream job. Be like a mascot. I'd love that. Brilliant.
Do you like to be one of the American ones that square go with each other?
Oh, imagine that.
Body pop.
See, the thing is, right? You couldn't do that in Scotland, though, could you? Like at an old firm, have Broxy and Hoopy fighting each other, because fans would like get right on that. They would actually jump the barrier and start wanting to punch fuck out the guy in the suit, and it's like we're just kidding on. They would.
Mm.
What you're trying to say is Scottish fans are assholes.
No, but they're stupid.
You said it. Not me.
You would. Honestly, you try to tell me, right, if Broxy and Hoopy had a wee like kid on fight, you wouldn't get folk getting right behind it.
You probably would, aye.
Like it's a heavyweight title fight. Probably just as fake as MMA, right?
No, don't even start again.
What?
Nothing, mate. Nothing. No one going to give you the fuel you need.
Just for background, if you've not seen, go into our TikTok and look at the clip about his UFC fake. It just shows that MMA fans are really intelligent people. Really, really clever. Despite getting kicked in the head. It just shows how clever they are. Sarcasm might not be a concept to these people. Imagine a comedian taking the piss. How dare he? Anywho, right, the next one was, if you were a suit, Biddy, what would it be?
A suit? What suit would that be?
Oxtail, because you're bogging, no?
No, mate.
I love how he was like, no, mate.
I know he's literally like, no, not me.
I don't know, mate. Maybe a tweed suit, man. Just a wee tweed suit. 3-piece number.
He said soup.
Suit? I thought he said suit.
You're a fucking...
And then he said oxtail, and I'm like, no, mate, what even is an oxtail soup? Oh, if I was a soup, hands down, lentil soup, mate. I love lentil soup. I'd do lentil soup.
Right, okay, cool.
Classic number.
Do you know, I like tomato. I think you get you get the Heinz tin, right, which is dino. But see if you get a proper, like if you go to like a cafe or something, you get proper tomato soup cooked from scratch. It's not a tin. It's honestly,
You know what
it could be goated.
I find confusing about soup? There's a flavour called cream of tomato, but tomatoes don't have any cream. What the fuck's that all about?
I think you put a wee bit in the top. You ever seen that where it's like you get the wee bit like when it comes down in the plate and there's just that sort of white shit and a swirl, like it's a latte, but then you mix it in and it's nice.
That sounds sus.
What about yourself, Dan?
Chicken soup. I don't eat it often, but it reminds me of good times.
When you're a wee boy and you're no well,
Aye.
why is that a thing? If you're no well, you eat chicken soup. Does anybody ever? Is that just a me thing? Or?
No, I'm the
Hits the
exact same.
spot. Do you ever put a full slice of bread in soup, like break it up and mix it up?
Aye. Do you ever do that with mince and totties and all with the gravy left in the mince? There's like a wee sort of dry to that with the bread.
What you're talking about.
Of course you do.
Do you know, I've never, in my 35 years of life, I know it's nothing to do with soup, I've never had mac and cheese without tomato sauce. I've never tasted it.
Right, okay.
My wee sister does that, but I've tried it, and I prefer it without tomato sauce. But I wouldn't knock it back with tomato sauce if it was
It's-
given to me with it in it.
It's fine either or.
Aye.
My wee sister was actually had to have tomato sauce in it, but that could be breadfruit when you're
Aye.
really young, and it's like a sort of everything's better with tomato sauce.
I
on
used
it
to
sort
put
of thing.
tomato sauce into Kraft's cheese pasta. I think that's where mine started to make it actually edible.
Aye, fair enough.
But then
actually.
it just goes on, and then you get a nice mac and cheese, and you're still putting fucking ketchup all over it.
Aye. Mac and cheese is like a big thing now. See if you go to any restaurant, if you look at the sides, there's always mac and cheese. It's like in the last couple of years.
Imagine that mac and cheese being popular.
No, but like you'd normally get that as like a main course. Like now you get it with like as a side.
It's like trendy now.
Aye.
Like, it wasn't trendy when we were 10.
Comes in a tin cup.
We fucking.
I don't understand that why it's become such. What's the other thing? It's like so salt and pepper shit is just or salt and chili, whatever you call it. That's like, I mean, Bucks Bar make a fucking fortune off that.
Oh, I went to Buck. That was good.
No, I don't get me wrong, it is good, but it's just like chicken wings as well. I see a bit of a surgeon in that. Loads of folk getting all it's all be snacky stuff. Like I wouldn't take my missus to Miller and Carter because like we go anywhere, she's like I just want chicken wings and nachos. I'm like, I could have fucking done that in the house. Do you know
Mac
what I mean?
and cheese is the new brisket. Remember that? Everybody was eating fucking brisket for years.
I don't think I've had brisket. Maybe I've had it
I've
once,
never
I don't
had.
really know.
I might
Seems
have
like
had
an
it.
American thing, brisket to me. Pure meatloaf, brisket, all that stuff. Seems like a pure American thing.
I tell you what, but meatloaf's dino. Have you ever had hamwich?
Aye.
No.
No.
Oh, have you no?
No.
Oh, mate, that is the elite council dinner, right? Hear me out. So, bit of ham, right? Probably a bit of gammon in reality, right? And you get it's melted cheese out of the top of it and batter.
Aye.
Of course, you've had it,
Cheese
right?
sandwich.
Aye, mate, it's
Mate,
fucking
I don't
dino in it, and you could have it with like smiley faces, chips.
Aye.
Oh,
Beans, chips. Fucking, I know what you're talking about.
oh, mate.
Mine's in
Fucking
Darren's
yes.
This will be a generational thing because I've never heard of that, but mine's in Darren's generation. It was Findus crispy pancakes.
Yes.
They were an
incredible.
abomination.
I don't even know if they sell them anymore, mate. They were a cancer scare.
EU regulations have put them out of commission.
Here, we're all going to die before we're 40, aren't we?
What's that? What's
That
that?
means
one?
Paul's no got long left to live in then, eh?
What's that? Oh, aye. What's the one about fucking? Oh, what is you get spam right? I know you get spam right. What's the other one called?
Corned beef.
No, Free Bentos.
Me
You
and
ever
Darren-
heard of that part?
Me,
I've never had it personally.
me and Darren have done a full podcast episode.
Aye.
Free
Aye.
bento.
Have you?
That offended a lot of people, by the way.
Did it?
Aye.
How come?
Oh, it's really nice. That was a childhood dinner. Like, shut the fuck up.
It's absolutely barking, man. Right, I think we'll move away for this before I get a fucking half brick on our food. Right, dear Biddy, will you ever try stand-up comedy? Feel like your big dong could become a signature bit?
You've wrote that.
I have not.
No, you've wrote
I
that.
genuinely haven't. And see when I
He's
seen
fucking
it,
wrote
I
that
haven't.
question.
And see when I seen it, my eyes lit up. I was like, thank you. Somebody else has got my segue right into Bobby.
I don't know,
I
man.
fucking love it.
Have you got a big cock?
I've got a daffy piece, mate, and he's just.
Does he? Fuck, man.
Is that the thing? Is that flying about? Aye.
Paul, where's my
No,
bottle?
no,
of that? I need to
he's
show him.
every episode, man, he just keeps talking about my banger.
So, for context,
Is it?
oh,
No,
Is
same
that-
guff.
is
that's
that-
a fucking 22-inch bottle or something.
Highland Spring. I said Highland there. Highland Spring, like done that mad thing that they do, like, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire when he put his face in like the clay thing. That's what they'd done for the bottle, for a big bottle, for his Bobby. It's like, no way, if we made a bottle out your Bobby, it would hold 1.5 litres of water. That is actually true. That is fact. So thank you, Highlands.
Right, moving back to the actual question.
And they pay for this book.
I don't know if I'd try stand-up peas. Can I own it, mate, to try it?
Yeah.
I feel like it's something I can maybe do, but it's something that I'm no pure like jumping at the bit to try and do it. Like if the occasion arises, you know, everybody loves an underdog story. Who wouldn't love me getting on the stage underdog and that?
Aye.
Shining this man up.
What do you mean? Everybody's an underdog when they start.
What is this, Rocky, man?
Do that training montage of you in the mirror like that. My big dick now.
No, I'd maybe try it at one point, but
Everybody loves an underdog story. And I've just gone up to talk about Free Bentis for 5 minutes.
Because everybody when they do their first 5 minutes is like amazing, they get applause, but they don't even get their full material. They're that good. So if you don't do that, you know, it's hardly that. It would hardly be that underdog story.
no, it is. Say I'm on the show. So you did your own show and you're like, I'll fling you on with all these guys. Underdog Biddy coming on, first time appearance. Blow them cunts out of water. Shite all of them.
Aye, because it's really easy.
No, it's no, but still.
The next one was, what's your favourite TV show?
Favourite TV show? Don't know, right now I'm watching House of Dragon.
Oh, come on, fuck.
No, but it's, your favourite TV show does kind of change. It does vary, right? I love
Right, what
Suits.
was it? What
I
was
like Suits, right? Suits is
okay.
brilliant. I've watched that like fucking 8 times. The full
Right.
thing.
Was that Soups?
Fucking did him get it up, yeah. Right, aye.
Suits is no bad. There used to be a TV show when I was younger I watched all the time. It's called Chuck.
Chuck.
Do you know Zachary Levi? It plays Shazam. He plays that guy.
I know the guy you're
He
talking
was the
about.
actor in it, man. I've watched that fucking other times, but
Sure.
no, I don't know, man. There's some TV shows vary. It depends what mood you're in, doesn't it?
I could happily
Do you know
sit. I'm trying to think of ones I
Scott Squad.
Good save.
That's not even my favourite show, fuck's sake.
That's a good save. It's a very
No,
good
it is,
save.
man.
I would say that one I could start like season 1 through to the finale would be Scrubs.
Scrubs.
I loved Scrubs. It was an elite program.
Oh, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's definitely my favourite
I know
TV
you love
show.
that. I was
That's
surprised.
definitely my favourite TV show, man.
What about yourself, Dan?
Without a doubt.
I was disappointed with the new season, though.
New season wasn't great, but they can't keep the same level of comedy they had previously because they wouldn't get away with some of the stuff.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? They can't get away with certain things anymore that they used to get away with.
Plus, they're all kind of balding and old and...
Danny DeVito's the greatest, wee shortest man ever.
Aye.
You know, but although fucking Rob McElhenney, he's turned into fucking Brock Lesnar of the fucking show, man.
Aye.
A legitimate athlete.
Aye.
I honestly I had no plans to come in here and do any of the stuff we normally do. I was going to try for a full 2 hours just to go in on MMA.
No, he can't do it. There's he can't avoid bringing up Man Ob in the show regardless. I don't know what it is. He can't avoid trying to wind folk up.
It's a majestic animal.
At
you know what I mean?
one point
It'll be on a flag of a country one day. Do you know what I mean?
At one point today, he's going to try and gaslight himself. Like, I'm shite, hate comedy, don't even want to be here, and look for compliments off you. Don't let him do it. Don't let him get a compliment off you.
No, I wouldn't agree with you.
Paul, how does he do it every time?
But when I said that on the
Aye.
last podcast, I was like, that was right off the back of me talking about MMA being fake and UFC being fake and wrestling being real. So I'm clearly in like the fucking wind up mode. And then I turn around at the camera and say, oh, by the way, we've got a show coming up. It's going to be absolutely shite. I'm terrible. Don't buy tickets. If you've bought tickets, get it up you. I'm not even going to be there. You're taking the fucking bait. That's not me going, I want you to turn around and say, Ross, you're brilliant. You've never seen me. It was just...
Right, shall we find out more about Darren?
No, I
Ask him
want
some questions.
compliments before we go any further.
No.
Right, yes, Straight White Whale podcast.
Well, first of all, my favourite TV show is The Sopranos,
Oh, sorry.
The Walking Dead, and Fear the Walking Dead. But straight away.
Sopranos is a good shout.
I only watched it recently, by the way.
See, I didn't
2
watch
years
it.
ago.
I didn't watch it till a few years ago as well, just there. And
Right.
it was only because a few of my pals were watching it. I went, fuck it, I'll watch it. There's so many seasons, you could just sit there and spam it.
I was house sitting for my mate, and he's like, I've got Now TV. You can watch The Sopranos. And I stayed with my family at the time.
Aye.
So I was like, oh, I'll go and get a break for my family and I'll go and use it to write like material. and I just binged The Sopranos for 4 days, and I swear to God, I ended up dehydrated. I was just lying on the couch for a week watching The Sopranos, and I was fucked. I never even moved. I was just like, that was horrendous. But the TV show was amazing.
Right, Straight White Whale, your podcast.
Yes.
How did it happen?
I was a guest on Kieran Burns' podcast from All About Ability, and I know Kieran Burns well, and I came in here, and then he suggested that we did a podcast together, and it was during lockdown. I never done a gig for 2 years, and I was up for doing a podcast, but it never happened because of COVID and all that stuff, and I was kind of waiting about for about 8 weeks or something, and I got in touch with Paul, and I was like, Paul, I can't wait any longer, mate. I can't commit to a podcast. I need to know what's happening. And then Paul was just like, why don't you do your own podcast? And I never even, honestly, before Paul said that to me, I never even entered my mind to do it. And at that point, I wasn't gigging. I had no interest in comedy. I was just fucked during COVID. And then I came in here, and I think I was going to chuck stand-up as well. I was thinking about chucking it. And then when I was sitting at my desk and Paul was kind of laughing at some bits, when he was laughing, I was getting the buzz back, and I was like, I'm going to fucking start doing this again. And then gradually I just kind of, it found its voice, really. We never knew that Paul was going to talk during it. I never really knew what I was going to talk about, and it's just kind of organically went the way it's went. So...
And it's a fantastic podcast, and if you've not already, I would urge you honestly to go watch them from episode 1 through to 30, whatever we're on now. And it shows that it's doing really well, because you now have got a show monthly in the Stand in Glasgow. Darren Connell and the Funny Bunch, again, a great show. Check it out. And you said earlier, just before we come in, that you felt, or when you said to watch the podcast, and you got a huge reaction.
Aye.
That must make you feel brilliant.
It was surreal. It was really surreal and really nice. I was comparing the show, and I'll get you on, by the way. I'll get you on the next one.
That's a compliment I needed, Craig.
I mean, I'm not going to get him on. I'm just saying that.
He's safe in face.
Make him feel good. No, but I shouted, and half the room said they listened to the podcast, and I was like, wow, I've never had that before. I've never experienced that before. It was really nice. And Paul was there last night and all, and everybody, like, Paul was at the bar getting a pint, and people were coming up, and they were like, producer Paul, and I'm like, no way, man. Like, I came in here fucked. I was working as a window cleaner during lockdown. I came in here with my window cleaning stuff on, and I was just like my horns were bogging and stuff. I was like, I can't be fucked with comedy. And then a year later, people were like, happy 1 year birthday to the podcast. And
I mean, we get DMs all the time, man.
Aye. It's nice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So last night was lovely, man. It was that's 3 sellouts in a row. I'm getting a chance to good Scottish comedians, because everybody's like, I don't think they realise how good Scotland is for comedians. They just think Frankie Boyle, Kevin Bridges, that's it. They don't. I had people in that room last night. That guy walked up to me and he's like, mate, I've never heard of The Stand before in my life. I'm here because of your podcast. He's like, I never even knew. And I kind of think, how the fuck do you know what The Stand is? But then that's not his life, that's my life.
Aye.
But even last night, some people were like, I never knew you had other comedians on. I thought it was just a solo show. And I'm like, it's fucking billed as a multi-act night.
I know, but you read that Darren Connell and the Funny Bunch. Who the fuck's the Funny Bunch? You know what I mean?
Me and my other personalities. Like, fuck it, man.
Halfway through, you just turn around and do their faces at you like, in between
Aye.
fucking doing jokes. But no, it's fucking, it is. It's showing how good it is. And shout out to Paul, man, in the fucking green room. We did get a comment when we put that TikTok out, and all the fucking intelligent MMA fighters and stuff were getting on our case. And they were saying about, and somebody said 90% of Scottish podcasts are filmed in the same place because it's the fucking goated place. He's the goated producer. If you think, I want to do a podcast, do it with him. Even if you don't want to, just talk to him.
Yeah.
He loves, honestly, people talking to him all the time, don't you, Paul?
Aye, mate.
Especially MMA fighters.
Also, is that supposed to be an insult? It's a studio. It's like saying half the shows are for BBC. You're like, so?
I know. It's like somebody going like that to you. Fuck's sake, everything Bobby's on Scot Squad and it's that same bit.
Aye, he's
You know
wearing
what I
the same jacket.
So what's it like going for doing stand-up? I know, so Darren's done stand-up for 14 years. And going for stand-up and then getting something like that. Because I remember, I don't know if you remember, back in the day, you'd Vine. Do you remember that?
I remember Vine, of course.
Do you remember Darren on it? There was like a group of
It was
Scottish
a
people
long
that were
time
on it.
ago.
I remember it. There was a group of Scottish people. Like, fuck's sake, my dad was putting stuff out. It was the
With
big
his samurai sword.
thing. The whole thing that kicked it off was like the Tourette's thing. Remember the Johnny Davidson?
Aye.
So my dad was like clipping bits, so it was like Full Metal Jacket, and it's the bit at the start where Sergeant Hartman is like, "What's your fucking name, scumbag?" And it cuts to the guy going, "Johnny Davidson." He was putting shit like that up, and then it was like this. He wasn't that big on it, right? But he still got more followers on TikTok than me, so go to fucking follow. But it was like there was a group of Scottish people on it that were brilliant. You had the Fashion Police. Remember the Fashion Police one?
Kind of rings a bell.
It was like people dressed horrendously and folk filming them going fucking no. That was all it was, and it was fucking hilarious. And then there was like yourself, there was that guy who used to drink Bucky on it all the time. It wasn't his thing, but he just always had like a bottle there. There was a guy, you see it on Scottish Patter pages and stuff. It's like the guy's at James something his name is, and he was at the fucking, it was like a concert, and he's like, "Nah, mate, this will be too fucking hardcore for me or heavy duty for me." And it cuts to California Girls, Katy Perry. That was Vine, mate. That was what it was. And Darren was on it, and I remember his videos popping up all the time. So you went for that, but you'd already been doing stand up, hadn't you?
Aye.
So you get Vine, and then you go for Vine, do stand up, and then you get on your Scot Squad. That's kind of like, I think people don't appreciate the path that you've taken, the road we all. And I said this to you when we went to Inverness. I was like, "You're doing it."
Yeah.
And it's fucking, what's that like getting something like that where you're going to be?
Well, I remember, God, Vine was so long ago, and it ended up quite toxic. And I'm glad I went through it. I went through some horrific stuff with Scottish Vine. All the people you were talking about was a part of a wee clique, and I was getting like death threats and all that.
Fuck off, seriously?
Aye. Back when I was an open spot comedian, I was working part-time in Asda as a trolley boy, and I was becoming a really good open spot comedian. I wasn't getting paid, and then I got on Vine, and you know, I had a hangover one day. I was bored, and I was like, downloaded Vine, made a couple of videos, and it just skyrocketed. And then it was going really well, and then I seen it was getting toxic, and when it started to get toxic, I was like, everybody follow me on Twitter, and then it boosted my Twitter followers, and then I deleted Vine, and it really helped my stand-up comedy. But I'm glad I went through all that back in the day, because it's thickened my skin, because when there's maybe Scot Squad clips coming up, or recently I was getting mad messages off a troll, it doesn't even affect me anymore. It genuinely doesn't even hurt my feelings or anything, and I think it's because I went through all that shit with Vine. So aye, they were all a bunch of cunts.
I think when you're talking about folk, I can't believe folk honestly have got the time to sit and want to give you abuse.
Mate, it was really, really mental. It was like they were making fake. They were in this Facebook group. There was about 90 people in a Facebook group, and I get added to it. I won't name names. It was kind of everybody that you've mentioned and all. And they were sharing things, like really inappropriate things, like porn and all that. And I was like, why am I even in this group? And I left the group, and then they re-added me, and a couple of lasses were in the group and all, and they all felt uncomfortable, and they all left, and then they added me again, and I was like, don't re-add me to this group. And one of them was like, who the fuck does he think he is? He thinks he's better than everybody. Let me wanna be and all that. And he spreaded a lie, and everybody just trolled us, man. Just like, they were saying that I was calling them racist and homophobic and all that. I was like, what are you talking about? But back in the day, you're kind of like pure gut punch. You're like, I wasn't saying anything. Like, all I did was leave a Facebook group. So,
It's fucking mental. I always thought it was I never get involved in it, and I just liked watching it. I always thought it was just funny and it was all sound.
It was horrible, mate. And a couple of them tried to do stand-up comedy, and I heard they all horrifically died in their arse. So that made me feel good.
There you go. You get your comeuppance.
I tell you a quick joke, right? One of them used to call us a specky hot dog. all the time for a troll account. And when Scot Squad get made, I put that in a sketch that Bobby get called a specky hot dog, and it was a viral clip. It went viral, so I was like, maybe one of the cunts will see that and they'll know it's because they called us a specky hot dog.
That's fucking
so there
amazing.
you go. Get it up, yous.
Aye, fuck every last one of these, man. I love it. That's fucking dynamite. So
Underdog story, tell you.
there you go. Aye. Just sitting in the house, just writing specky hot dog and a bit of paper for ages in a grey trackie, drinking fucking 8 egg yolks. Like, I'm gonna fucking get these cunts, man.
Weighted vest on, 15 years of revenge. The cunt's probably fucking dead. Like,
15 years of revenge. Oh, fucking
I
love
hold
it,
a
man.
grudge, man.
I love it. So how you've got your show now? Darren Connell and the Funny Bunch at the stand.
Did you say Daryl?
Darren.
Sounded like Daryl.
No, that's
So yeah, he's
I
not
wouldn't-
speaking it right today, man, because he definitely said
I had a few-
suits. He didn't say soup.
I had a few beveraginis last night. My mouth's still a bit.
That's alright.
Know what I mean? Never do that again.
Well, it is, but you know
No,
that way
don't
when
like
you know that way after you've had a drink the next day, you're a wee bit kind of. I can't really speak properly.
I know.
You know what I
that
mean?
feeling.
So I decided let's fucking do a podcast after it. But how's that for you? You're loving that, aren't you? Free sell at shows, monthly show.
I mean, I'm at a stage now that I don't compare myself to anybody, and I would say that you should do that. Don't think about anybody else. Never think how come they're getting this and I'm not getting that. Enjoy the work that you get. Do the best that you can do, and things will fall into place. I'm no a hydro comedian. I'm not even a King's comedian, but I pay my bills. If I get a night at the stand, I can sell it out. And I'm also spreading some work to other comedians. I love Scot Squad. I love playing that character. And I'm at a stage in my life now that I just appreciate what I've done. And see if I'm glad that I went through that during lockdown and all, because it made me humble. See, I mean, I've never no been a cunt, right? But see, when you get lost, you know yourself, your heat gets fried. So see, when you're getting good gigs, when you're supporting people at the stand like Boyo or Bridges and stuff, you don't even enjoy it. You just think, what can I get next? And then lockdown happened, and you know, your Bobby for Scot Squad, you get nominated for a BAFTA, and then cut to me fucking scraping bird shite off a window. I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? So I'm glad that it happened. I'm glad that I bumped into Paul. So anything that positive that happens now, I'm happy. I don't get jealous or bitter or angry, and if it ended tomorrow, I would be able to look back at what I've done and I'd be like, do you know what, that was a good run. I'm happy with that.
Definitely, mate. It's mental that though, like you're talking about the buzz you get off stand up and then cut to, because it's such an unpredictable thing. Like and we'll talk about your tour in a wee minute. When you know, so I supported Darren in Inverness. I've no gig since. I've not even had a sniff.
Have you not?
I had one yesterday that I'd meant that I had to cancel. I did have prior arrangements. I cancelled that like ages ago. But I've not had one. And it's kind of like it's going to sound so fucking wanky, right? But going for that and then thinking I've got nothing, I'm going to go and do an open mic, which I would love to do. I just because they all do sign up sheets now and stuff, and I fucking miss them, and I'm shite with technology. But you think doing that to that could be bad, and then you go for like you say, doing the stand or whatever, or supporting these people, and then you're fucking. It's mental how doing Windies. It's fucking mental just how it can all go for. We're here 1 minute, and I think that's how they talk about the crash.
Mm-hmm.
The post, it's fucking murder police, isn't it? Look, you obviously off last night that high. I don't know what your sleeping patterns like. Are you normally up to 5:30, 6 o'clock?
I was fucked last night. It was weird when you do it for so long. I mean, I would imagine that you get when you're a new comedian, you get nervous like even a month before the gig, and then as you do it more often, it's like 2 weeks, and then it's a week. So yesterday, I started to get nervous like 5 hours before the gig, and it's really intense nervousness that just won't leave you. It will never go away. But as I do it more often, it's less. But you always, that nervousness never leaves you.
Oh, aye. See if you're no nervous, that's worrying.
Aye. So, and the come down and stuff, I mean, that's probably why I don't drink and all that, because I'm like, it's not healthy for me. but I was lying on the couch last night, fucking cabbaged, man. Just like rattling with adrenaline and but it's a natural high. It's a good drug. If you just get used to it, you know how to deal with it.
It's amazing because after it, you've got that high and there's nowhere to put it.
Aye. Well, I had a cheeseburger.
All these comedians get home and fucking painting their full house, man.
I never ate yesterday. I never ate any food. And then when I got home at 11:30, I had a cheeseburger, onion rings, chips, cheese and curry sauce. And I was like, right, that's the fucking, somebody maybe take drugs or drink alcohol, but I'm like, I'm starving. And that was my drug last night.
I'm bad.
My dinner and all.
I'm bad for that, the sort of after gig eating. Because like if you're leaving, especially if they're not in Glasgow, or they're maybe a wee bit further afield, you're leaving at dinner time to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You make sure you're there early so you're not having dinner. And then you get home and I start binge eating. I'm a Heart House Services merchant. I see the amount of M&S garages I've been into with Darren, funnily enough, when we went to Inverness. I did. I'm a services menace, man, honestly. The sandwiches, then you get home and you start fucking, you've got a kettle going for a pot noodle, man, you've got a fucking microwave going. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. Other people maybe sitting there going, you fat cunt.
If you're doing 5 minutes, buddy, just be careful, mate.
I end up
Because
starving.
there's so much more to it than just 5 minutes. There's the nerves,
It's a slippy slope.
there's the booze. You're like, fuck it, I'll have a couple of pints because I'm nervous. Next thing you know, you've had 7 pints.
And
Then
you're-
you go up and you smash your gig. Then you've got that adrenaline high. You're thinking, no way, man, I've just fucking made 100 people laugh. You've never experienced that before. Get off stage and then you're like, peace and kebab. Next thing you know, you're 40 stone. You're like, what the fuck happened to my life?
Let's talk about Darren Connell. Thank you for being my friend, the tour. So I was very privileged and honoured that I got the opportunity to open for you in Inverness. We had an amazing time. The car journey, I just, the whole start to finish, waking up to going to bed, I loved it. So thank you very much. Talk me through you told me a wee bit about the tour. So tell us about, why you want, how you were sort of, I want to do a tour.
Well, thank you for being my support act that night. It was great, mate.
Thank you for
Just-
being my friend.
Just travelling up, having a laugh, and it was a good shift and all, wasn't it? It was like, it wasn't a Glasgow crowd. We had to work for it, and we came away and we were like, that was good. So, regarding a tour, I've been doing it for 14 years. I got the hunger back when I started doing the podcast. I was watching other people doing tours, and I was like, I've got a tour in me. I know I've got a tour in me. And I feel like it's just something that I needed to add to my CV. So it's been going well. I've been enjoying it. And the last one's in the Oranmore in Glasgow. And then I'll see what's happening next year. I'm going to try and mix it up a wee bit.
So tell us everywhere you're going to be hitting.
Aberdeen. Fuck, man. Aberdeen's the next one. No. East Kilbride, Aberdeen. Then we've got Dundee, Edinburgh, and then we're finishing in Oranmore.
It's going to
That's
be tasty. I thought he was going to say Dundee, Hamilton, Aberdeen, and I don't know. I thought he was
Dundee, Hamilton.
going to.
Dressed up as Zuby.
That's how my support. I dress up as Broxy. We just fight like fuck for an hour. That's
With your dad's samurai sword.
But it's quality that you're doing a tour, and I think it shows as well that you don't need. Because I think when people think a tour, they think Glasgow, or they go Aberdeen, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Newcastle. Man, all these big cities, like you didn't realise there's millions of other places within these places that have venues that can hold 100 or more people and they're easily sell outable. Because I think you do see, like, especially when you see all these fucking tour posters of like the big boys, as you want to call them, and it's all these major cities and all that and arenas, and you're like, but you can do that without having that and build it that way. There's more than one way to fucking do it. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we should get you 5 minutes. I think we should take you straight to a tour. I can picture it already.
Just straight to a tour. Just Biddy on tour, just fucking causing it, man.
Biddy on tour.
A one-man panto.
I think we should do that.
One
and
man battle.
We'll fill you with coke and speed.
Alright.
And then
Sounds healthy already, straight off the
does.
bat. Filled with drugs. Gonna guarantee you need to eat kebabs and that after, aye.
See, the thing is, see if I actually marketed that as you, right? I put just a promo clip out of you, your best bits, right, on here, just the shit you came out with. And I just go, I'm filling him with coke and speed and I'm bringing it to a town near you. I fucking guarantee you it would sell out like that and we would put extra shows on.
Aye. He might not live to the end of the tour, but it's going to be fucking... it'll be good.
I've got your understudy
We've had
coming
to
out for the last
we had to
leg.
take out a big loan for the bank to supply him with these drugs.
We're fucking, imagine that. Just hunters that, like, what's in the suitcase, boys? Is that your stage gear? No, it's just hunters of cocaine, man. I wanted to, I like asking this to most of the guests we have on our comics, is like, I think they've all been comics right enough. Have you got like your best ever / your favourite ever gig?
Off the top of my head, I remember doing my Glasgow Comedy Festival debut. It was at Blackfriars and I sold out 4 nights. It was one of the 4 nights. I can't remember what one it was. Paul Craig came to the show before I knew him or met him. And I remember being so laid back. It wasn't the first show. I'd done a couple and I was like loose by then. And I remember
I love my missus.
essentially, I know, because I was...
She was the groupie for the tour, like, cut that out.
Ross in the mud.
Sorry, carry on, that's horrendous for me.
Don't cut it out. I don't think she watches it.
No, she doesn't. It's her fucking feather I'm worried about.
Oh,
Imagine that. Put the fucking door in, man. Oh, I only spit facts anyway.
I remember having an hour, and it wasn't on purpose, but I just improved for about 50 minutes, of like crowd work, and then I asked the sound guy how long I've got left, and he said 5 minutes, and I was like, fucking hell, man, I've not even done a joke yet, and I get a good laugh, and I was like, God, that was me, and I was so comfortable that I was able to just run with it. So that was Blackfriars. And then I remember doing a gig at the Kings for a charity, and Bridges was hosting. There was like Fred McCauley, Ray Bradshaw, Susie McCabe, and I went up. It was a Monday night to a sellout Kings crowd, and that was good. And then the most surreal fucking gig that I've ever had in my life was, I still don't know how I get asked to do this, right? But the guy get in touch. It was called Stand Up for Scotland, and it was like 10 of the most motivational people in Scotland to go up and at the Hydro in front of 12,000 school kids, right, and do a 10-minute talk of like how they got there in life. So there was a professional golf player, there was a couple of DJs that played a set, there was somebody that get diagnosed with a disease, but she was like, she never had that long left to live, but she fucking like started smashing life and raising all sorts of money for stand-up, for the charity. And then I went up and done 10 minutes of stand-up in front of 12,000 school kids that were under 16. And I remember thinking, because Scot Squad was improv, I was like, oh, I'll just go up and I'll improv it, because I do improv comedy. See that level, see when you stand on a stage like that with 12,000 people looking at you, I forgot my fucking name. Like I was so nervous. I was so nervous. I forgot what time it was. I forgot what day it was. I forgot the fucking charity. I forgot everything about it. And then I was like, I've not got any, in my head I was like, I've not got any fucking jokes, because it's all like dark. So I went into this weird motivational speech, just like, if you just want to follow your dreams, just follow your dreams. Fuck it, man, just go for it. I used to be a trolley boy in Asda, now it's like Bobby for Scot Squad. And then I did this impression, it's an old joke, I did an impression of a washed up baby mermaid. And that's the only thing that I could think of as child friendly. So I was like, do you like impressions? Everybody was like, yes. And And I was like, what about a washed up baby mermaid? And everybody was like, what? And then I just went into a washed up baby mermaid impression, just doing that for 10 minutes.
Could we see what that looks like?
10 minutes, right? 12,000 people. I'm standing there with a coat on. And I was just like that. Help! Help! Push me back in. Can somebody push me back in?
Fuck off. 12,000 kids and not a pube amongst them.
Aye, basically. Then I was
quality.
in the house for 4 o'clock. I was sitting on my couch like that. I felt like I was in shell shock. I was like, I just done a gig to 12,000 people on a Wednesday afternoon. It's not even 5 o'clock yet. What the fuck happened? It was the most mental. That was mental, man. That was mental. See, recently I know somebody got in touch with us, a lassie. She's in London. She's like a drama student. She was like, I was at that gig as a pupil, and you told me to follow my dreams, and now I'm in London as a dancer. Thank you for telling me to follow my dreams. And I was like, I just done a fucking Baby Mermaid impression for 10 minutes. How the fuck did that happen?
That's fucking quality, mate.
So that was
There you go. It did work. I love it.
It does work. The underdog.
That's fucking nuts. Have you got a sort of worst ever gig? When you go, you can't, like, there's some you can't even bear to think about. Either whether because you had a bad performance or it was just a fucking bear pit.
Bear pits. I'm trying to talk about something that I've maybe not mentioned on a podcast before. I mentioned it on the Fatherless podcast.
Oh no, we don't want to replicate them.
Oh, don't do that.
No, don't do that. We don't want to hurt MD's feelings. We don't want to steal MD's thunder.
There's a couple of ones I remember doing one in a Masonic hall, and I was closing when I was an open spot before Scot Squad. The promoter didn't give a fuck, and he's like, "You're a good open spot, so you go up and do 30 minutes." Like, 30 minutes?
I ain't bored, mate.
And he's like, I can give you 25 quid. And I was like, 25 quid for 30 minutes?
It's not even £1 a minute.
And I went up, and it was this Masonic hall in Falkirk. And as I was trying to do jokes, everybody at their tables you could get a bottle of vodka for a tenner. So everybody was just ordering bottles of vodka, and it was horrific, man. That was nobody laughing. Just brutal. And then there's been a couple of open mics that I've done to try and get new material, and I've just walked. All right, I tell you what, Beehive in Edinburgh, right?
Right.
Friday night, 10:30 at night, a room full of Africans. No Scottish or British people there. Everybody in the crowd was African. And I went up and I'm like, Eckies, depression, alcoholism, to complete silence. Like, no even heckled. It was complete silence. And the compere was standing in the back of the room, and mid-set, I just done that. Mate, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And he done that, keep going. And I was like, I can't go, mate. I'm dying of my arse. We're having this conversation to silence. They were just sitting there, just looking at me like I was a fucking alien. And I just done that. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, everybody. I'm just going to end my set. And I walked off. Nobody clapped. Silence. Walked to the back of the room, and the compere went on, and he just couldn't help but laugh. The guy hit a fit of the giggles, and I'm standing at the back, and I'm like, mate, I'm sorry. And he's like, stop saying you're sorry. But it was one of the gigs. I was at the back of the room, and I was like, what the fuck have I done with my life, man? I need to get a job or a career.
Edinburgh can be like that though. I think
Aye.
it can be very. I've done Edinburgh before. One Scottish guy in the crowd. There was other people there. They just weren't Scottish. There was just one guy. And it can fuck you right up.
Aye.
Because if you look at it and the compares going up, and the compare normally will start asking people where they're from, especially in Edinburgh. You've got Americans in fucking Malaysia, and you're going.
It's mental. I've had that a couple of times. I remember doing the Beehive again, and it was a room full of Australians, the entire crowd, and it was amazing. The gig was brilliant, but it was all African females, so I don't know how
Did they
that
speak
happens.
English?
Nope. Not one word of English.
What's
And
the predominant
I'm
language in
screaming
Africa?
down the fucking mic. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. What is the predominant language in Africa?
Don't even bait me like this, mate. Africa.
I'm not beating
Is
you.
it what-
It's a fucking genuine question.
Mate, Africa's a big, massive place.
That's a continent, yes.
Aye, so you've got hundreds of places in Africa.
I'd
Hundreds
imagine
of
it-
countries.
Okay, what's the predominant within those countries?
I don't know, because you've got hundreds of different ones. So what like, I don't know if there's just one. There's no just. Is there one No, there's no.
There's numerous.
Right?
Yeah. Name one.
Senegalese.
Okay.
You were close, mate.
What?
Well, Senegal.
So, aye, but Senegal, but it's Senegalese the language it's called. Is it
All
no?
right.
Aye, fucking.
I really,
No, if I was
I
naming
really
countries,
hope
you want me to start naming countries? Cameroon, Senegal, Nigeria.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe is one, and Cambodia. So I can name. I'm not a fucking idiot. Despite what you all think.
I don't think you're an idiot.
Cheers. Cheers, Dan.
You soon will. It'll not take long.
Wait for the quiz.
Aye.
I wait for the quiz. It's heavily rigged in the guest's favour.
It's no rigged
Do
at
you know
all.
what? See, you say that, but see the one against Billy? I was actually no bad. That was no the worst.
True.
I'm getting better. I'm learning. Thriving under pressure. What are you doing, me?
Sorry, I've just realised that I've put a bomber in my t-shirt and I'm absolutely raging.
Oh, I seen you do it. I never said anything, but why did you come on and look like a dick with a hole in your t-shirt?
You're a fucking walloper. So yeah.
Just getting the TikTok fucking, ammo to fire at you.
Actually, for the MMA people out there, I got this in a wrestling fight. I can't believe I put a bomber in it. That's pash. Do you have a favourite comedian? Do you have a hero, an idol that you go?
Stand up. Idol. When I was younger, I really liked Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. It was majorly kind of American based.
Mhm.
And Robin Williams. Loved John Candy. But recently I've been listening to a comedian called Bobby Lee.
Right.
Oh,
And he's been hitting the spot.
Bobby
man.
Lee, Theo Vaughn.
Aye.
Oh, yeah, I love all them, man.
Bobby Lee is like, people talk about Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan. See Bobby Lee, he's like, I mean, he's famous, but I think if he did a special, he would be massive.
Massive.
So I like Bobby Lee, but all-time hero, I don't know if I've got one, but when I start enjoying somebody, I get obsessed with them. So, like, if I'm in the mood for Robin Williams, I will watch every single Robin Williams film. I'll listen to every special, and then I'll just stop and I won't listen to him for like 2 years.
I'm the
And
exact
then
same as
I'm
that.
in the mood for somebody like John Candy or Chris Farley. I mean, Chris Farley's not really a stand-up comedian, but I say he's one of my heroes, definitely.
Do you know
What?
who Chris Farley is?
No.
What age are you?
23.
Oh my God.
99. I'm 99, I was born.
When did he die?
97.
Right.
Aye, so
I know. I was 98. It was deep when we were born, but do you know? You obviously know Saturday Night Live, don't you?
Aye.
So I'm an Adam Sandler kind of broke through at the same time in that, like
Did he?
David Spade and stuff, and then he done their
I know all
films.
them.
He played
Chris
a couple
Rock.
of roles. Chris Rock,
Have
all that sort of
Biddy,
stuff.
have you seen Billy Madison?
Aye,
Oh
of
my
course
God,
I've
He's
seen
the
Billy
bus
Madison.
driver. See the bus driver that
Is he?
just screams. He's,
Oh, the one who's dying to fucking. Aye, is that
No
him?
yelling on the boss.
Aye.
Like that.
Aye, right, I know him, aye. Love Billy Madison, good film.
Mate, I watched that with my missus that night. She's never seen it, and I was like, prepare yourself. The patter that comes out of that, back to school to prove to dad that I'm not a fool. I got my boots tight, my lunch back. I hope I don't get in a fight.
I'm speechless, mate.
Back to school.
Biddy looks like he's fighting a panic attack there, man.
Oh, mate, I'm just see when he does stuff like that. I'm just sitting there like that. Right, guys, it was good. It was good watching.
Right, so I've got a question for you. Who's your favourite stand-up comedian?
Stand-up comedian. Bert Kreischer, probably.
Fuck you.
Great choice. What about you?
Ross, were you hoping he was going to say you?
Aye, that's how I said fuck you. I can't believe it.
I can't believe that.
Know what I mean? I put
This guy genuinely
I
right.
put this guy in a fucking platform and he spits in my face like that. What a prick.
Do you know what, Ross, right? See, like, it's just one of them things, mate. Like, nobody thinks their pals are actually that funny. I think do you know, it's like, it's like
An absolute kick to the balls.
no, right. No, what I mean is, right, is it's the same as like let's see like fucking Ronaldo and Messi's boy. They don't look at their dads and go, oh my god, right? Because
No,
they
they
know them.
probably
Not
do.
because they know them.
I think you would go, oh my god, my
they
dad's
don't.
Ronaldo.
No, he does it, but
You would? I know it's-
Ronaldo's dad's deed, but on a side note, sorry to
no, but do you get what I mean? Like,
Yes, I know what you mean, because
like if you know
because
the person,
me,
if you know the person, you're no showing up and sort of.
if I was
this
to
or
do
that.
an arena tour and I sell out every ticket, you'd probably still go, he's not even that funny.
No, but I'd go, but I wouldn't be sitting there like, oh my god, I'm getting to see this guy. But like, there's that dick on the stage, man. Fucking.
Dick on the stage. Thank you so much. That's what I think when
I'd
I
the person next to me. See him? Used to push your bed.
I did actually push. Somebody actually asked that in the day. My day was going
Aye.
to save it. When was the last time you pushed the bed?
No, we've done it.
I know, but they asked it again.
Did they?
Aye, because I
Why
was talking
did
about.
they not watch the matches?
I don't know. I
See-
just because I used to have that wee thing. I had
See
to
how
go
it's
to
ever
clubs and
obsessed with
stuff.
me pushing the bed? Never going to happen. So you can stop asking.
I've got a good idea. Darren, you can green light this if you think this is a good idea. Biddy should do 5 minutes before Ross and just out all his embarrassing childhood shit that he's done.
Oh, just out Ross and then
And then
Ross,
Ross
is
needs to follow it straight after it and go up and do half an hour.
to a room full of Africans.
Who love MMA.
To the Scottish Hit Squad.
Do you know what? I'm so feared about putting on a show if they all come just to pay like £5 to punch my fucking light suit.
It's alright, mate. I'll be security. I'm doing nothing if that big Ross. To be honest.
See,
I'm like, excuse me, you don't, and you just fucking punch me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
He would do that thing when he goes to nut you and he would still miss
Aye.
and flare you, flare you with a miss. But that's fine. My favourite ever, back on track here, sorry, my favourite comedian of all time. I would say Lee Evans, because I grew up with the DVD and I could watch it religiously. Whereas I see other comedians, I can watch it once, but I'll not watch it again. It makes me go, right, I watched it and I'm not an urge to put that back on.
Do you know who I've been seeing clips on TikTok? Was see Cat Williams. I've been seeing a lot of clips of him. He's quite funny.
Aye.
He's a genius, by the way.
I've been seeing a lot of clips of him recently on TikTok. I don't know why the algorithm's just feeding me Cat Williams clips.
He's got some amazing. See, he's a definition of a comedian that was at his peak and now he's dipping, but he's obviously gone through a lot of stuff like mental health and drug addiction and all that. But he's got a stand-up special that is probably one of the best stand-up specials ever made. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's brilliant. You should check him out. Same with another guy. I think his name's called Eerie Spears. Used to do Mad TV. Amazing doing impressions. Really great stand-up comedian. You can Google him and you'll see him roasting like Shaft and all that at a comedy night. He was in the news last week for saying, do you know Lizzo?
Aye.
Rapper.
In a minute, I'm gonna do it. In a minute, pump me.
He said that she looked like the shite emoji. And he's been getting death threats. So he's like this really famous 80s, 90s comedian that's came back out because he called her the shite emoji. And he's getting death threats.
Oh, she fucking deserves. all
She's
the
been fucking
patter she
ratioed,
gets.
man.
She's fucking. I hate cunts like that. This is what I hate about the modern day world. It's a fucking pile of pish. Because in that song, right? She says, "Oh, I've got a pube in my mouth." She says about like in the song, like Balenciagas. But I'm going to imagine that's Balenciagas.
Aye.
Who gives a fuck? Why does, and it's all that, and it is, it's always pure wearing the best of gear and all this. Fuck it, it really, really winds me up. And it's, the song's about a lot of shite. And she's no talented in the slightest. She's no.
Alright.
I'd personally think she is.
Counterpoint. I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Right.
She does look like a shite emoji. However, the people like her stuff.
But I think
She's got that bigger following, the people like her stuff, that she can actually afford to buy all the good things that she wants. So,
I know, but it's kind of
does
like,
she really give a fuck if you don't like a
No,
song.
no, but it's just kind of it's all you seem to hear.
I know, but it's all you seem to hear because that's what's popular now. So everyone,
And just people need to get their fucking get up sorted.
personally, don't really think it's that great.
Guys are
but
the worst for it. Guys are the fucking worst for it. Going out and buying like, and I hate this. I fucking hate this when you get some cunt and you go like, "What did you buy a fucking £200 Stone Island jumper for?" "I didn't buy it for the badge. I like it. It's a plain jumper. There's literally no design on it. It's a plain solid colour. Are you fucking nuts? You could get the same one in H&M for fucking 15 quid tops."
I can't do that.
Are you moving at me right now?
You're on the road, so I basically. But do you know what I mean? Do you not think there's so many people like that?
No, I get it. I've been like that before. So.
I think, right, personally, I don't care if people fucking want to shoot me down for this, right? But I think guys especially worry about the designer clothes that they're wearing to look good when they're out to pull birds. That's the way I see it. That's just my opinion. Could be wrong. But I think you're kind of making a cunt of yourself doing that. Because I know personally for my missus that they buy their clothes off ASOS for 20 quid. It's so easy for birds to get clothes. Do you know think?
Aye, but mate,
And
it's
then they've got to
depends.
go out and spend like all
see, at the
this
end of
money
the day,
on
right? See, at
designer
the end of the day,
clothes.
you're giving it this, right? Who gives a fuck? See if that makes that guy happy that he's bought this jumper or he's bought that. Let him fucking do it. It's his money. He makes his own money at the end of the day. He's not using somebody else's money.
I know what you
Although
mean.
he might be a fucking dog dealer or something like that, and he's using.
Well, there you go. But I mean,
no, but
do you not think it's a bit like kind of give yourself a break?
no, he's a grown man, mate. Cunts can buy what they want.
The reason I brought this up is because he's
But
the most
the
vain
voice
cunt.
of reason there, man.
The reason I bring this up is because he's the most vain guy on the planet.
Aye.
And I knew I would
He's
get
saying
him.
he's
I knew
vain.
I would just set him off. I'm totally in a wind-up mood this week. I knew it would just set him off like
He's
that.
not winding me up, right? Because do you know what? See this guy, he fucking sucks. I wouldn't let him wind me up. He's a bozo.
I swear to God, mate, honestly, he's the most vain guy
He's a
ever.
bozo. We've got a brilliant guest on, and you're trying to wind me up. That shows the level of pettiness that you fucking sit in. Brilliant guest on. Want to find out about him? Bobby, for Scot Squad.
Right, be my guest, Charles John. It's your podcast.
Better comedian than you.
Aye, come on. That's no.
That was me. That was me stooping to his level.
That's what,
He's also a better love maker. No, right, okay. This is a 50-50 thing. It's your batter in. Charles John.
Right,
Shite
so
bag.
let's go on this. Right, so see the filming of Scot Squad. And that, take us behind the scenes of how all that sort of works. How does
Usually
it
it's
go down?
cameras, microphones, actors, a set, filmed, edited, published.
well, I'll talk about, you're talking about clays and people spending hundreds of money on shit. I actually starved myself to get into a shirt last night because I didn't want to go and buy a new shirt for 50 quid. Remember, Paul, I was like at to Paul before the gig. My memory's a wee bit fucked. I don't know who I was saying it to. I think I said it to Paul. I was like at to Paul at the bar, mate, I'm so nervous, man. I think this shirt's dead tight on me. And he's like, you've got a gig, you fucking prick. I was like, I was lost in my head about the shirt. It was a 90 quid shirt that I bought 2 years ago and I couldn't fit into it. And instead of buying a new shirt, I just starved myself for a week. And I was standing in front of the mirror and I was like,
He's shredding.
man.
He's shredding. He's got the vest on. He's feeling it.
Sleep mute on and all that. Just to get into it.
Totally fucked my whole routine. I never got to sleep to 6 a.m. But you know what? I fitted into the shirt. I should have just bought a new one. So, aye, Scot Squad. I know. I got in the house last night exhausted, fucking gorging on a burger, like nearly ruined my gig. Nearly fucked the whole night. I felt like I was weight cutting for the UFC. I know you hate that, but
Somebody commented in it. This guy's only raging because he doesn't understand people can actually lose weight.
Aye. Somebody did. There was a couple of fat jokes in there.
Aye, there was. I was even getting it tight, and I was the fucking.
I know people were saying these guys are fucking idiots. No, that. Paul, you were included in that. People were getting you, and I love it, mate, because I've dragged you all down with me.
All right, mate. I know I'm on that date, so they can fuck off.
It was just
Virgins on TikTok, fuck's sake.
Aye, it's like accounts. There's one that says these guys have never been in a fight in their life, and his name's like Ogre Dog or something like that.
it's like the dog's account. You know what I mean? Nice. But anyway, listen, your podcast, buddy. You batter in, son.
Right, Scot Squad, typical day of filming. Take me through it. Do you go in and do all this? What is it actually involved? No, like, because it's behind the scenes, innit? We don't know about this.
top journalism there. Do you do this now?
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm away at the motorway, mate.
Oh, try again.
No, so do you win? Do you do like makeup? Do you do all that shit?
Right, so Scot Squad is normally a 6-week shoot, and then the cast get divvied up. So I would get 4 days. I'd get 2 days filming and 2 days to chat about what we're going to do and press stuff and all that, interviews and photos. But a typical day would be picked up at 6:30 in the morning, took to the set. Then it would be in for makeup, and they would check my skin, and they'd be like, they tell you to shave and stuff, but they're like, if they feel like you need to shave again, they'll tell you to shave. So I'd have a shave, then you're in the makeup chair. You're in the makeup chair for like an hour or something, and it's not really about, it's all that shit's to do with lighting
Aye.
rather than how you look. So they could put makeup on my face for like 2 hours and I won't really look different, but it's something to do with the lighting, I think.
Is it to stop it bouncing off so you get glare and all that?
I think so. So makeup chair for a couple of hours, and then it's to costume department. But I'm quite lucky because my costumes are t-shirt, joggies, and like a hoodie. And then they do your hair, your glasses, and then you go and get a bit of breakfast. And then after you all have your breakfast, you get took to the set, and then maybe have a coffee. Then the director and the producer come in, and me and Karen would stand there, and then we would just run through our notes.
Please don't tell me that's her real name.
That's her real name.
Is it?
Yep.
Officer Karen loves it.
Karen Barkey.
I love that. That's quality. I thought you just made a cunt of that there. I'll just call her Karen.
No, see when because it's improv, we both came up with the characters. So I think she was. We were like, "What do you want to call it?" And she was like, "Just say Karen." 10 years ago,
Don't give a fuck.
no really gave much thought to it. But that's a typical day, and then we're there. So it's like you leave your house at 6:30, and then probably back in the house at maybe 8 o'clock at night.
It's a long day.
It's a long day. It's hard because it's improv and all. So see when you're trying to improv at fucking 7:30 in the morning, it's mental, mate. And then nobody can laugh either. See, the first time I started doing it, you're used to just doing stand up in front of a crowd. So you run in the station and you're doing these improv shit. Nobody's laughing, and straight away I'm like,
This is shite.
"Is this shite?"
Aye.
I was like that to the cameraman, "Is it shite?" And he's like, "We can't laugh, mate." But you get used to it, and then you just know. that-
What's are you? How many? Like typically, I know this could be so like vague and all that, but typically, how many takes are you for a good one?
We're 3 takes. 3
Aye.
takes each one. Regardless of how good it is, it's 3 takes. We just do it. That's the way it is.
Who's the one you ran in and you fell?
Aye.
And you fucked. Did you actually fuck? Was
that improv?
You did that.
Did you
like,
take
you
her on a
fall? But are you like in the floor like fucking up, man? You go up and do this, or like,
No, there was a crash mat.
was there?
So we run through the door, and I just swan dived into this
Like a FIFA celebration.
crashed
Oh.
mat. Aye. And then then I pushed. I can't remember. I was inspired with something with that. I can't remember what it was, but that was a good laugh that day.
That's fucking tight, man. That's quality, innit? Running and just taking a fucking diving heater.
It's weird. See when you're working. I've not done many acting gigs apart from Scot Squad, but see when you're in a situation like that and you see the wheel turning, it's so many people doing so many jobs, and see if one person fucks up, for the runner right up to the top to the producer, you're just like, wow, man, this is
Really, yeah?
mad to watch.
So you saying that's your only acting gig? Have you studied acting?
No,
Was
I
that
know.
just I think I'm good enough to kid on that I'm.
How did you get the role then? How did you?
I've done some acting work since, but I got the role of Scot Squad because Joe Hewlett was a runner in the comedy unit, and now he's head comedy boss at Channel 4, and he created Scot Squad when he was a runner. And I was doing stand up one night, and I knew him beforehand, but I was doing stand up one night, and I was tired. And I gigged in that room so much that I was getting a wee bit bored of it. And I thought, fuck it, I'm going to go up and I'm going to wing 10 minutes. And if I die in my arse, it's an open spot night. This is what it's for. And if I get anything for improv in 10 minutes, hopefully it thickens my skin. And I went up, improv 10 minutes. Joe Hulett was in the crowd having a couple of beers. And after it, he came up to us and he's like, look, we're working on this thing at the comedy unit. I'd like you to come in for an audition. And I was a trolley boy in Asda. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go in. And I treated it like a gig. I remember walking in and seeing all these actors dead nervous and all that. And I was like, I'm not going to be nervous. This is probably never going to happen again. I'm just going to treat it like a stand-up gig. How can I make people laugh? How can I make all these people sitting watching us laugh? And I just had great fun. But I've had a couple of other things. I was in, you heard of Trust Me with Jodie Whittaker?
Mm-hmm.
I know who
The
Judy
Doctor
Whittaker
Who.
is.
She was filming a doctor's thing. It was called Trust Me. She was a nurse. And I played a nurse that was like undercover, like a grass. So she was stealing things on the job and stuff. And I was like,
And you're snitching on that bitch.
snitching, aye. But we filmed it in a unit in Milton in Glasgow. Not that far from my house, right? It was the old waterworks in Milton
All right.
that's been turned into a TV studio. So I'm down there. It was a 2-day job. I'm playing this nurse. They asked us to grow a beard and stuff, so I grew a beard. It was pretty cool. Wasn't wearing my glasses. Didn't really look like Bobby. And it was sitting in this old waterworks in Milton with fucking Jodie Whittaker, and there was somebody for the in-betweeners in it, I know. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a good guy. Sitting with Jodie Whittaker, the guy for the in-betweeners, and somebody that was in Star Wars. And I'm like,
Paul, have we heard this story before? Paul, have you heard this story before? The Star Wars bit?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God, mate. Oh, wait, somebody for Star Wars?
aye.
Do you know what?
No one of the main guys, but he had a part in it. And I was literally sitting there like, I used to drink Bucky in here. Like, in this,
I used to sit over here spanked at my
like
tits.
I've came down into this unit and sneaked into this unit when I was a wee guy, and we used to get mad with it. Like, I've had a fucking wank here. Like, somebody gave
Wait,
me
what?
a wank in this fucking unit.
Oh, sorry, somebody gave you one. I thought you were just like out with the boys
I was
getting...
just full of Bucky having a wank. I'm like, I used to hang about here and get full of eckies when I was a wee guy, and the guy for the in-betweeners was just laughing away. I was like, mate, this is fucking Stab Central down here. We're filming a proper Channel 4, like, drama series. Fucking mental. And that was, I know, like, so professional as well. So there was like a driver there, like, do you want a lift back to your house? I'm like, mate, I can just walk it. That's the first time I've ever had a gig that I've walked at home. So I walked at home from Milton to my mom's house, and I was like, that was the most mental fucking day I've ever had in my life.
That's unbelievable, man.
Aye.
That's class. We had you think of that on, and we were talking about acting, and I was, funnily enough, playing the wind up, and I said to them, I reckon acting's a piece of piss. Right? I'm fully aware that it's not. I'm fully aware that it's probably very challenging, right, and it's very difficult. But all I'm saying is, have you seen the TikTok? Come on to fuck, by the way. Is an Oscar waiting for me or what?
Aye, mate. 100%.
Exactly. Know what I mean?
There's a fucking jab waiting for you when you get somebody that's
I know.
fucking no happy with what
There's
you're
a-
saying.
There's a fucking suplex. But no, see, like, so you didn't have any training. You go and do it. Do you do like warm up exercises? Do you do that whole, like, I know you see people in the theatre like, you know, that sort of.
No, with Scot Squad.
No, just
No.
go in and fucking.
That's why it's hard, man. It's like you're literally on set and you're like, fucking hell, man. I just woke up.
Time to
It's
go.
So you've not got time. You've not got time with Scot Squad. It's so fast. But I've done warm up stuff with Panto. I remember doing Panto in Dundee for 4 weeks, and I was playing the Dame. I've played the Dame, and I've played the Dafty that loves Cinderella. So I put on this stupid voice. I'm like, all right, everybody. But see, when you're doing it for 4 weeks, it's bad on your throat. But obviously, I didn't give a fuck. I just done it. But I'm in a cast full of like musically trained actors and dancers and stuff. So they did warm up exercises every day. And I did that because I was starting to actually lose my voice towards the end of Panto. quite painful actually.
Huh?
Aye.
You,
Really bad in the throat, man.
I love the panto. I used to go with my gran all the time. Do you go to panto?
Been to a few panels.
I remember going to one Colin and Justin were in it.
The one I went to, I don't know how recent, the most recent one I've been to was still 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
Sorry, I just bumped it. Right, that's heavy morning.
King's Theatre. It was Cinderella, and it was was it Cinderella? It was, and it was Grado and fucking Stephen Purdon that were playing the evil twins or so, whatever the fuck it was. That one, that's the most recent one I've been to that I can remember.
Sorry, wait a minute. What age are you?
I see.
That probably happened when?
No, it was like what, 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
Somebody working maths out. You're still 18 going to panto.
I was with my mum, my dad, my sister, and my thingy. It was like
Nothing wrong with a panto, mate.
nothing going to panto
I'm
with
not
your
saying
family.
I'm just saying, is it not okay? Is it not kind of kids orientated though?
I don't know.
Because I kind of stopped going when I was like, I don't know.
It's a fucking family night out, mate. Grow up and fucking.
It's not bad, I know. It's not Biddy's fault that your family doesn't love you, Ross. For fuck's sake, mate.
Oh, spot the Rangers fan, fuck's sake.
Listen, there's nothing against my mum and dad. They're just not into panto. We only go to see.
Panto's a tough crowd, by the way.
We only go to see opera. Is it?
Aye. Oh, mate, I walked into panto with I walked in thinking this will be a piece of piss, and I got humbled very quickly. Honestly, man, you go out and you're like, Waynes are no daft. Honestly, they get it and see, you know how there's hundreds of wee in jokes with the panto cast and stuff. When you go, there's like darker jokes for adults. Waynes are no stupid. They pick up on that shit.
Oh really?
Aye. So
You get them. I've seen like videos of that where you get it in like TV shows that used to get like there's because there's adults sitting going, this is utter pish, watching it with their way, and they throw a couple in for them.
Cause stand up sometimes, like you go wear a pair of jeans and a fucking black t-shirt, and then you go up and talk about eckies for fucking 15 minutes with stubble, and you're no giving a fuck. Panto is like, see the process of running a show, man. It's grueling.
That's fucking chaos. I would really want to do acting now. I think I've proved to myself that I've got it in me. To pull the wool over to pull the wool. Wait a minute, to pull the wool over 200 odd people's eyes quite easily.
200?
Just with the comments.
I'm
just about the comments. But
oh right, I get what you're saying. It's just been a wank as usual, mate.
You're a fucking duff ride, so you are, man.
I feel like I've walked into like a couple fighting or something. Like
We always do it. We're always finding a car. As soon as the camera's gone, we just want to fucking annihilate each other. Obviously, he would fuck me up big time.
Aye.
You could fuck a lot of fuckers up.
Aye. Have you seen Of Mice and Men?
Mice and Men, aye.
You give Lenny vibes, man. Like, see if I was a brickie, I'd be like, I want you as a labourer, man. That cunt could crush bricks.
You could.
Snapping bricks.
Like
when everybody's lifting one slab, but you're lifting four. Like
that with the shooter before big slabs. What'd you have for breakfast? Gravel and that?
See, when you said you were 23, I'm like, fucking hell, man. That's mad.
I'm 24. We've always looked heavy.
You're 24?
Do you not know this?
You look worse, mate.
I know. I know. I look.
See, he just looks like he's big and built. You look fucked.
He's got to have that body for a cock. It would look weird, man. Know what I mean? It would. But I know what you mean. Like I do look really bad for my age.
What age do you think he looks?
I've had 30, back end of 30s before I folk when they've said that. I'm like, you cheeky bastard.
I would say he does look a bit 30.
What do you think, Paul?
Look into the camera. 56.
50.
I'm kidding on.
I would say, hold on, looking at you don't look like, I would say Paul doesn't look that much older than you at all.
I thought Paul was like fucking 30.
And that's what I mean. So I thought Paul was like 32 or something like that. So that's what I mean. I think you look like you're up to that, near that age.
It's all the terror for the samurai sword that's done it to me. It's aged
Trauma.
aged me horrifically. So it has.
What age do you think I look like?
25.
Love you. It's very kind.
No, I do think he looks quite young.
Very kind.
Although I did hear him throw at his age in the middle or here somewhere, and it didn't think he was that age. He did throw it, he was 35. I don't think it is.
35.
I do think he generally looks like 24,
Don't look at me.
25.
You don't look 35. You
No.
don't.
Thank
You
you.
genuinely don't.
It's the childlike mind. Keeps you young.
Keeps you young.
Really swallowed my tongue there when I said that.
I love that, the child sort of like mine. You always say that and all about Bobby, don't you? It's a very child friendly character.
Aye. Aye. The tour's been mental, man. All these Scot Squad fans come and watch me do stand up. They've never seen me do stand up before and they're fucking horrified. Even last night, everybody's like, Bobby. And then I'm just talking about, you know, my usual stuff.
I don't want to ruin it because I want people to go and see it because it's funny. And I know the bit you're talking about, especially at the end, which is by far one of the best bits of stand-up. I'm not even kidding on. I was
Thank you,
seeing we were Inverness storing in the wings, right? Is that what they call it, the wings of the stage? I don't know, right? I'm not a fucking performer here, right? But we're storing next to the sound boy for Inverness and we were like, fucking, honestly, it is fucking buy the tickets. Do it, honestly.
Have you've only gigged with me twice, didn't you?
Yes, we had one that was really, really good.
Aye.
That happened in Inverness. One that was fucking absolute pish. No, honestly, it was just a tough night that night, wasn't it?
Aye,
It was rough.
Have you ever seen me do stand up any time or was it just day 2 times?
They 2 times.
Aye, that gig was fucking mental that night.
It was brilliant.
Fabs, was it?
McCool's.
McCool's. I keep saying that to you.
I know
McFabs.
you said it on your podcast and I wanted to. I was like shouting at the
Sorry,
screen,
mate.
McCool's.
Sorry, man.
Not my fucking night, but it was brutal. It was brutal.
Aye,
It was-
that's the shit that when you walk off stage, you're like, oh.
Well, I'll fucking sleep easy at night, man. Know what I mean? The night terrors, it was brutal. My missus was at that one. She actually came with me to that. And there was this lassie, these 2 lassies that latched onto her. And they were fucking maniacs. They were talking about they were like mental health sufferers. And they were really open and honest about it. And my missus was like, what the fuck? We met 5 minutes ago. And the shit, they were just nutcases. Like, and there was there's people on the other side of the room. I can't remember. I'm honing in on that one table. Of the
There was a
fucking...
homeless guy and there was 2 Polish people.
That's right.
So I was trying to get some chat and I was like, all right, mate. And he's like, I'm homeless. I'm like, all right.
Or
To 5 people in the crowd. And then I went to, what's your name? And he's like, I'm Polish. I'm like, cool. This is fucking mental. This is like a fucking fever dream.
see, you just brought up a homeless guy, right? When we were in Germany, we were going into this nightclub, right? And this wee homeless guy just cuts in front of me. I'm like, what's he doing? And he just getting up. And we've not even got, we're in the middle of the queue at this point to get in. And you just seen the bouncer go, no, you again! Get fucking
Was it,
up to the
aye?
wee guy. He must try and get in there all the time.
What, we homeless guy?
This wee homeless guy must try and get in the club all the time. Felt kind of bad for him.
What was he wearing? How did you know he was homeless? How did you go that guy's homeless? How did you know he just wasn't
Because he
like a
literally
bogging
got up
bastard?
to his wee spot.
Oh,
But
and
to be
then
fair, if
try
he's on a
again.
night out, we've all been guilty of sitting somewhere.
Literally,
If you're
I
fucked.
don't know, mate. It's reeked a pish as well.
The guy could be a fucking doctor for all you know, and he's just a fucking imagine.
We get knocked
And he
back
just really
anyway.
likes that
We
nightclub.
get knocked back as well.
Well, you're no better than the tramp. There you go. What the fuck were we talking about here? Before you started talking about fucking homeless doctors.
McCool's.
McCool's, that's right. That was only 2. That's the only 2 times we gigged together.
aye.
Inverness is really nice. I really like Inverness. I was a bit skeptical because I didn't know it, but I really like Inverness. It's a nice place. It's a really nice place. Eden Court's a stunning venue. How beautiful is that venue, mate?
Beautiful, mate.
See the work they do, and what a place. Never been to Inverness.
I'm trying to think where that is. I've been in Inverness.
I think where that is. 3.5 hours that way, mate.
Yeah, is that in Africa?
Where's the furthest you've ever been?
Furthest, Peterhead, probably like in Scotland. You mean?
Aye, alright. Well, we'll need to be Scotland now because I know you've been to like Germany. So
Oh no,
And
but
Germany's
it's
further than
in
Peterhead.
Scotland. Probably like Peterhead, maybe up that way, walking with my dad.
right, where's the furthest you've ever been anywhere?
Well, I lived in Australia for 4 years. You fucking idiot. Other side
Oh,
of
I
the
so
world.
he did. I forgot about that. Cunt used to stay in Australia.
So Australia, aye, it's the furthest
That's
place.
mental. Where's the furthest you've ever been?
In Scotland.
Bath.
Wick. I've been to Wick. My cousin was an air refrigeration engineer and he says, you want to come and help us do a shift? 6-hour drive to Wick to go and fucking work in a Ladbrokes and then 6 hours back.
That's chaos.
Wick was mental, man. See, when you're driving in, you do feel like people are like,
Who the
They
fuck?
turn their heat like you're an outsider.
It's like League of Gentlemen. There's a shop for local people.
It was mental. And then furthest I've been away in the world would be Peru. I was in Peru.
What the fuck did you go there for?
I've spoke about this on my podcast. I went to take ayahuasca. I took it for 2 weeks. I was in the jungle for 2 weeks. Mental. People always think I'm taking the piss when I say that, but it was a true story. I booked up.
You're half, you're not.
It was actually one of the actors won't trust me. I was sitting in the green room and I'm having a cup of tea, and I won't name the guy's name. He would want to be anonymous, but he was talking about DMT and ayahuasca, and I turned round because I've took DMT before, and I've never knew anybody that took it, and I turned round and I was like, no way, mate, fucking ayahuasca, I'd love to do that. And he's like, I run a retreat. Well, he doesn't run it. It was people from Peru that ran it, but he works for the people in Peru, and he's like, I could help you book up, and you would go there. And I was just like, it's always something I wanted to do. So I just thought, fuck it, man. It's now or never, because I'll never get that opportunity again. And we flew her to Lima. It was like 13 hours, Amsterdam. Then it was to Lima. And when we got to Lima, it was a 45-minute flight to somewhere fucking mental. I can't even remember. I can't even remember where it was. In a wee tiny jet. And then we had to go up the fucking Amazon River for like 4 hours, and I lived in a fucking mud hut for 2 weeks. It was a bed. I had a stone with a candle on it, and some paper, a pen, and a couple of books, and I had no electricity, no toilet. Had to shite in a hole beside my hut. No showers, no toothpaste. It was full detox. It was like no junk food, no sugar.
What did you eat?
So they brought, every day they brought 2 meals. One meal was like a broth, and the second meal was 1 potato and a chicken thigh. And I remember, because when I went there, I was like over 20 stone, and I was junk food diet. And see, when they showed us the 2 meals, the meal was the size of your palm. And I remember saying that to the guy, mate, I'm not going to be able to fucking survive on that. I need more food. And see, towards the end, I couldn't eat. I went 5 days without food because it was so hot. And I was just going through this weird detox. I like no having sugar. And see, no having your phone either, mate. That was probably the worst thing. No having a mobile phone.
Oh no, definitely. I lost my phone the first day I got to Germany and didn't have a phone for 6 days. And it was fucking, you don't realise how horrendous it is.
Aye.
And you don't realise how addicted you are to just like going on your phone.
Pure addiction. That's a drug, by the way. I honestly think a phone's a drug. I had a come down, not having a phone. See, I was getting mad migraines and all that because you're self-employed. I live with my phone, emails, TikTok, Twitter, everything.
Aye, it's fucking.
You're never off it.
It's your job.
Honestly, I was in this fucking mud hut like that. I need my phone, man. I need Twitter. It's fucking that. So that was a mental experience. Being in Peru.
It sounds like you've been taken for your money.
I know, mate. See if there's something hit me with that.
Was it expensive to do that? Because I imagine it'd be reasonably.
Well, it was like.
Well, it can't be that dear if that's all you're fucking getting.
No, but it's no that. It's more the sort of experience and thing. I imagine they sell it quite.
You take ayahuasca 6
intelligent.
times. I took that 6 times, and then for the flights, accommodation, they drive you about and stuff. I think for everything for about 2 weeks it was like $2,000. So
You're in cruises for nearly that.
I know.
Know what I mean?
I remember
It's a
getting
life-changing experience though, eh?
I remember getting back to Glasgow Airport because I never shaved before I went. I had a big ginger beard that size.
My beard goes ginger.
I got back to Glasgow Airport, my fringe was down past my eyebrows, and I was just walking through customs and police and everybody that was working in airports. I got to Amsterdam for the flight back, I was just wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I looked like fucking a fat Tom Hanks castaway. As soon as I got into Amsterdam airport, the security guard was like, come here, and put us through a machine, this full body scanner thing. It was like an X-ray to see if I was smuggling drugs.
Seriously,
I was just
because you looked a bit trampy,
just looked mental.
and they thought you were smuggling.
Yep.
Is Peru big for drugs?
Yes,
Aye.
Peru is massive for
Mammoth.
drugs.
Is it? Aye.
The ball
I sound
Peru
like-
too. Shout out to the Peru too. For the bit, the bricks.
man, it's
comes out of
crazy,
Peru
mate.
like nobody's business.
All right, so
Aye.
I sound like the absolute dick here. Cool, right. Shall we do the quiz? It's time for Biddy's bottle. So, Dan, let me talk you through it. We're going to put 30 seconds on the clock. We're going to do a quiz.
Yes.
All right. They are really, really difficult questions, and it's evenly matched every time. What will happen is Fanny Boys will go for a wee pee in that soundproof room next door. We'll do the quiz. We'll get 30 seconds on, and we'll just do it, and it's going to be brilliant.
Don't
and there is
cheat.
No, I don't cheat. I always leave my. I always leave my phone here, but normally I want him to message me
Sorry.
when I can come in because I'm doing a push. See, look for the full fit. I'm actually genuinely doing a push because I've got the worst bladder ever, mate.
That's because you've got a massive hog.
Sorry, can I? Sorry, you have got a massive cock. That's so true, right? The Schlongmeister General, as we refer to him. Did I bring that T-shirt in?
I think if you left it outside and tapped out for
Surely the fuck I've no.
No, I seen it. There was a bag somewhere.
Right. Anyway, you go for your pee. Let daddy sort it. He says he hurt his back because he picked me up.
him up above my head. Worst fucking mistake of my life, man.
He did. We were out on Saturday night together. We did.
Did you bench press him?
He just picked me up. I was-
Wow.
I was literally standing and we were in our pals house and he just came over and picked us right up. I'm like, what the fuck are you all about? But anyway, the Schlongmeister General is urinating. Paul, 30 seconds when you're ready. Don't worry, these are honestly so hard. No, come on.
3, 2, 1, go.
Question 1, where is Eden Court?
Inverness.
Question 2, MMA is what?
Fake.
Question 3, finish the lyric, thank you for being.
My friend.
Question 4, Tommy Fury and Molly May announced they're having a what?
Baby.
Question 5, which singer had a hit in the 70s with Maggie May?
Rod Stewart.
Holy shit, that might be the best attempt.
Record.
Mate,
16 seconds.
fuck off. No way.
5 out of 5.
That is unfucking believable, by the way. I can't believe that. I've literally thrown in a question for MMA. And you literally... Right.
Is that? Will we take that as the correct answer? It's fake. It's not mixed martial arts.
Mate, that's what it's written in my question.
Perfect,
too.
perfect.
That's literally what it was wrote. Fake. Aye. It was more of a...
buddy. Buddy. Come on.
He's a fucking rasper, this boy. Right. Right, come and sit your fine ass down, boy. You better know I've pushed all the flare again. Remember, nobody can hear you, so I can make it up. You're not on that mic. Mate, put that kid down. What you doing? Take his pants off, you fucking weirdo. Oh, that's him back, sorry. Right, you ready, darling? Right,
Happens to us all, mate.
it does. Especially when the big slong.
No, it does, man. See, there's nothing worse. You
The
fucking
Slongmeister General.
You're shaking. You're like, fucking put it away. Sometimes I put it away, then trick
shaking?
it, pull it back out like, ha, you wee bastard. You're no.
I always imagine you pissings like when you put a hose on full pressure and you fucking just let it go and it just starts whizzing about. Right, Paul, 30 seconds when you're ready, please, sir.
3, 2, 1, go.
Question 1, where is Eden Court?
Hey, Inverness.
Question 2, MMA is what?
Fake.
Question 3, finish the lyric, thank you for being.
My friend.
Question 4, Tommy Fury and Molly May announced they're having a what?
Baby.
Question 5, which singer had a hit in the 70s with Maggie May?
In the 70s.
Maggie May.
Oh, fuck knows, man. Stevie Nicks. Take a guess. Just take a guess.
That was close, mate.
Is that
I
about
was
a time?
getting scared there, by the way.
I know, I couldn't believe that. The correct answer was, of course, Rod the Prod. If you'd said Rod Stewart, I probably would have went, no, it's Rod the Prod. You had to get that. Do you know, I'm going to give him a chance here to pull it back with a bonus question because this will get a date, so there's no point keeping it right. I want to see if you can get this right, and we'll get you the 2 years right. Now, the bonus question is, Kilmarnock have got the most bookings this year in the SPFL, but how many do they have?
12.
Okay, Dan, it's just kind of closest.
14.
12 and 14. The correct
18
answer,
and that.
23 bookings I've got.
That's quite
Well.
a lot. But no, but how many? There's been what, 6 games, 5 games, 6.
Stop
So I
trying to
suppose
justify
you
you're
take
a
it
fan, Dan.
If you take,
As you are
So
the
I won
loser.
that.
Yep, as Biddy is the loser yet again.
Did you get
would
every
you
question
please
right?
do the? He got
Did I
5
get
out of
4
5.
then?
You get
Aye.
4. It was close. Can I just give a shout out to Photo Cost and Dumbarton, by the way? They're now doing the printing, and I'm so impressed with it. So please present our guest, please, with his prize.
Thank
for-
you very much.
for whooping your ass.
Thank you.
no worries.
Thank you, Biddy. You're a good boy.
He's a good boy. Well done. I'm so chuffed. Thank
might-
you very much.
I might wear that Irma weighted vest.
Ah, you look hard, man. You just look like you've just fucking built like one of the anime characters.
How good's the print on that?
Here, it feels comfy, by the way.
As it's George Asda, of course it is. That's where I buy all my clothes. Then I get my shoes from Clark's.
Thank you
Right.
very much.
Listen, Darren, thank you very much for coming on. Remember, please tune in to Straight White Whale. Go and see Darren on tour. Go out along to the stand for Funny Bunch. It's everything, and it's the holy trinity of just happiness and funny. Fact. Thank you again, buddy, for
See
coming
before
on.
you end, right?
Right, carry on.
I get 3 questions right last week, and I get 4 this week. Is it going to be 5 for 5? Is it going to be 5
No,
next
because I'm
week?
going to put 6 questions in next week. Fuck. Okay, thanks for that. Right, no, listen, Dan, thank you very much for coming on. You had fun?
I've had great fun. Thank you for being my friend.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love you. Amazing. Freeze
broke
frame.
him.
That's acting, man. That's acting. You need to put a quid. You need to put a quid in.
No, Biddy, it was good meeting you, mate.
Good meeting you, mate.
I've
It's
seen
glad
all
to
your
get you
mad
on.
TikTok clips, and I'm like, I want to talk to that cunt.
You know what? I enjoyed talking to him. You know, he is infamous in my household due to the fact that my wee sister's fiance looks exactly like Bobby,
Wait a wee minute.
which is him.
Wait a wee minute. I've just a fucking belter an idea. If you would be up for this, Paul, I would like you to film this. I think this would be hilarious, right? We'll need to do it before we put this episode out. But we get Jenna, take her round to the house, with Darren, and walk in and see how long it takes your mum and dad to notice.
I think they would maybe notice.
I don't think they would.
I think they would.
Wait, did you say?
He's 22.
Aye, they would notice.
Do you want to see him?
I know you said I look 25.
No, do you want to see him? I'll show
How
you.
mental would that be? I do think your mum and dad would take a bait, but they
I'll
would
show
sit
you
there
him,
blaring
right.
and be like,
Right, let's sign off and then you can.
oh,
show
I'm
us.
sorry. Right, listen. Thank you very much for tuning in again this week. Thank you to Biddy for being here. Thank you to Paul, and thank you to our amazing guest, Darren Connell.
It doesn't end with it, the buddy salute. He's after.
Right, and and just a quick shout out to everybody that loves MMA. You guys are the best. Bye.
Scotch pine or canoe. Scotch pine or canoe. There's nothing that I wouldn't do to get some time alone with you. Some beans and sauce there on the side. All the things I ate tonight. Mix them in my belly right till I'm gasping for a shine.
Craig, that's your pie and beans ready.